Ortiz into deep right field. Back is Sheffield. We'll see you later tonight.
Yo.
What's going on? It's Wednesday, April 9th. How's it going?
It's going good. Showing off the Cooperstown Dreams Park hat. If you played
Love
in the
it.
tournament, they probably still do the same hats today. But a lot of major league players got to play in this park, Dreams Park. We'll have to go up there sometime, Luke. It's a cool little
Yeah, I'm
spot
down
up
too.
in the mountains of New York.
Yeah, love it. All right.
You know what I have today, right?
Yeah, sure do.
Gonna do a little throwback again for the On This Day. So saw this one pop up, and it was a little special because it's my birth year, 1993. Do you have it on this day too?
Yeah, I do, but it's not 93, so you're good.
Oh, okay. You're looking at. I saw you look. You're like, oh, this might be the same one.
But I think I might have already seen
yeah.
it. So
I'm sure you know it. You're a guru. April 9th, though, 1993. A little bit before I was born. The Rockies get their first win. Eric Young hits the first home run at Mile High Stadium. So there you go. That's cool. Hey, yeah, there it is.
yeah.
So it says here, they collect their first win and set a major league record for attendance in their home opener. The crowd of 80,227 break the record of 78,672 set in 1958 by the Los Angeles Dodgers. So that's pretty cool. Eric Young, he was the first one to hit a home run in the Mile High Stadium to lead off the half of the first inning, and the Rockies never looked back. They ended up winning the first game of the series against the Expos, the good old Expos, Vlad Guerrero. They end up winning that one 11-4. And there you go, Expos. I like how they're connecting as well. So a little bit of throwback there. Throwback to the Mile High Stadium. That's I've been out to Colorado a few times. I actually haven't been able to catch a game out there, but I think that we need to start going to at least one stadium a year. We need to start doing that.
Yeah. Fortunately, never got to go to Mile High Stadium. Wasn't alive, but have gone to Coors Field once. It's a beautiful stadium. Depending on where you sit, you might get a view of the Rocky Mountains too. So it's also pretty cool. So my On This Day actually came 1 year before I was born, back in '99. Fred McGriff, Hall of Famer, homered in the Devil Rays home opener. So I've always liked Fred McGriff. So
Fred McGriff, heck yeah.
Yep.
I think I had him on my on the show of 24 MLB The Show. I think he was on one of my teams, on my Diamond Dynasty team. I think I beat you once or I beat you once or twice at least with that team.
You won? Are you sure? Yeah.
And if you haven't been paying attention, Luke's throwing out those MLB The Show 2025 videos daily. My friend, actually, the one I mentioned from Cleveland, Sean, hopefully he'll probably be listening. I sent him out the link, and he's got his own podcast too called The Morning Piss. So if you haven't listened, tune in.
All right.
But he asked me about the show. He asked me if I got it yet, and he says I got to get it. It's legit. It's a lot of fun, and he hasn't had the show in a while, so I think for him to say that he's hooked back on MLB The Show is pretty cool. And so, like I said before, I gotta get the PS5. It's coming soon. But check out Luke's videos that he's been posting. Give you a little insight on how it's going down on there.
Yeah, it's really fun. Can't lie, man.
Heck yeah.
Should have a new Wade Boggs either put out later tonight or early in the morning. So
that boy Wade.
You ready for that? Yep. So first, to start this video, unfortunate news, tragic news. If you guys haven't already heard, early Tuesday, former players, Octavio, Dotel, and Tony Blanco, were part of, I don't know what the death toll is on this yet. I don't know if it was over 100, but a
Yeah, I've heard
nightclub in
different
the
numbers.
nightclub in the Dominican Republic, a roof collapsed, and unfortunately, Octavio Dotel and Tony Blanco were killed in that. Tony Blanco apparently was killed moving, or I guess helping a friend of his to safety. So,
Mm,
guy died a hero. So, and
yeah.
had a little bit of also some stats for both of these guys. Well,
Mm,
Dotel was 51 and Blanco was 43. Tony Blanco, he played a season in the majors. I think he also played a few seasons overseas. He was part of the 2005 inaugural Washington Nationals. He was a utility
mm,
player. Octavio Dotel played 13 seasons from 1999 to 2013. Won a World Series with the Cardinals in 2011. He was part of a combined no-hitter in 2003 as a member of the Astros. They combined no-hit the Yankees on June 11th of 2003, and also set a major league record playing for 13 teams. So that's a lot of teams, but he was really good throughout
yeah.
his whole career. So
He
rest in
was.
peace
He
to those
was.
guys.
Yeah, no doubt, man. You hate to hear stuff like that, and you know, I don't know if you follow Yadier Molina on Instagram, but he put out a video of uh of him, and it was, I don't know, it was sad to watch, man. It was singing his heart out, and you just know they're having a good time when it happened. At least that's, one positive thing, I guess, to look at. They were enjoying life, but you never want to hear anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, two impressive baseball players, and yeah, definitely hurt the baseball community for sure.
Yep, for sure. Did you do you have some news for us as far as either injuries, call ups, or what do you got?
Yeah, so I have I'll let you hit on most of the injuries. The first one I'll go with, though, and then you could take it away from there. It was just Matt McClain. I kind of figured this would happen. They scratched him from one game, and then they used him I think, off the bench for the next couple games, and he sat. And then they finally put on the IL-10 for a hamstring issue. So his left hamstring, I don't know if it's been an issue in the past. He said some different injuries, some weird injuries already, but hoping to see him back before too long. Uh, hopefully in the next week or two. I don't know if he'll have to go down and play a game on AAA or they'll just put him right back up. But yeah, unfortunate news for Matt McClain and the Reds. And the other one I had was Jackson Merrill, and I'll let you go ahead and hit on Jackson Merrill as well. But he also was put on the IL-10, which is both of my guys in fantasy. So the Queen City Bandits take a hit, nothing but hits.
Yeah, it's the injuries suck, especially when you got him in fantasy. But yeah, Jackson Merrill was put on the 10-day IL, the hamstring. I didn't get a specific date on his return, but I don't think it was really anything too bad. But I was kind of watching him. Apparently, he worked on his swing, or his stance, I mean, as well. I don't know if you saw that. It kind of looks like a Freddie Freeman type stance.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind
Yeah, he
of
does have a
some
Freddie
news on
type of
that.
swing.
Yeah, and then the next one I had was Connor Wong, Red Sox catcher. He had a fractured left finger, and he was put on the 10-day IL. Wyatt Langford, this either happened earlier today or yesterday. It was a right oblique strain. He was put on I believe, the 10 or 15-day IL as well. Justin Steele was put on the 15-day IL with an elbow issue. So hopefully that's nothing serious. And then Spencer Arrighetti, fractured right thumb. So,
Yeah, I
but
saw
with
that, the line
Arrighetti,
drive.
yeah, I don't think it's going to require surgery. So I don't think he's going to be out as long as they initially thought, which is good.
Uh-huh.
So it's the injury
Yeah.
updates I have.
Yeah, I'll give one more. It's actually coming on the opposite side, a positive one. So returning from injury, we were talking about earlier is Zach Neto. He's supposed to be coming back here in the next 2 days. It's saying the 11th. He's been playing some games down in the minors, but this is his stats last couple days. He was dealing with that shoulder injury, but he's gone 4 for 5 with 2 home runs, a double, 2 walks, 6 runs, and 4 RBIs over his past 2 minor league rehab stints. So looking like he's coming in hot for a hot Angels team, man. They're actually playing some baseball.
Yeah, I was looking at the standings and where our predictions, our AL West predictions stand. Mine is actually the Angels and Mariners are flip flopped, and I mean second, third, and fourth, mine are accurate. But yeah, Angels first when I had them last, and Mariners last when I had them first. I mean, still a lot of baseball left. I just thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect it to last. If it does, I'm super happy about that. I think that would be awesome. But yeah, I don't know. The Angels are they're beating teams, and I think we said this before the season started. You know, they were the one to make majority of the moves in the offseason. So I said, you know, them and the Athletics are going to be the teams to upset teams this year. I was like, you know, don't be surprised if they're not the last place finishers and they give a run for the money this season. They might be those weird teams this year that could go for a wild card chase. I'm not saying it happens, but I mean, we saw the Athletics last night. They destroyed Dylan Cease. They've got a great ballpark to play in Sacramento. The Angels, like I said, they got all these moves. Zach's coming back. They got some decent pitching. And since we're talking about them, obviously they got Mike Trout, but since we're talking about the Angels, I'll go ahead and bring up their young star, Kyren Paris. He's been making a name for himself. I went ahead and picked him up on fantasy. I was texting you about that, but his numbers aren't super exciting in the minors. I mean, I think that's why people are kind of like, I don't know. I mean, he had a little over 1,100 bats in the minors, and he hit just 237. But he had a really bad 2024 season. It was super off. But every other season before that, he was hitting right around 250, I guess 240 or higher, so not bad. But his slugs were all over 400. I mean, his numbers aren't really impressive in the minors. I will say that, but you could see where he's got the steals. He's got some pop in his bats. So, but right now, I mean, he's making a name for himself. He just hit a home run today. You texted me right before we hopped on here. I saw that he hit a home run. But right now he's hitting 429 with 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. Might be 4 home runs now, right?
That sounds about right.
Is it? Yeah. 6 RBIs, or I guess 7 or 8 RBIs now. I don't know if he had I think it was just 7 if he had a solo shot. But 4 stolen bases, and he's got I think now it'd be a 1.5 OPS. So solid numbers. He's been doing this since spring too. I know that we were going to talk about Kyren Paris a little bit. So what's your thoughts on him? You think he's legit? Does this stay? I mean, he's on a pretty exciting team, I think, in my opinion. Logan O'Hoppy's going off. I think he's one of the better hitting catchers right now. Obviously, like I said, Mike Trout, you still got him out there. Nolan Shanuel. They got some flamethrowers coming out there in the bullpen. So kind of a weird team, but I like it.
Yeah, me too. If I didn't have, or if I had space, I would have picked up Kyren Paris myself. I did in my second league, and that's how I knew he had a home run, because I got that notification. But like you said, I'm not sure if this lasts, but I have faith that it's going to continue. I mean, he's hit well of some good pitchers, so I think it continues.
If you're in fantasy, you got to pick him up while he's hot. It's something that could turn into something super legit, or it could ride out for like another month and then completely slope down. So I'll take my chances. We have 50 pickups, 50 waiver pickups, or free agent pickups we can use throughout the season. So I think he's worth the chance for sure. And he's got a lot of speed. So when you got a little speed and power, that's exciting for fantasy and for a team in general. Because the fan base obviously was making the fan base was making a big deal about Paris coming out of spring training, I guess. And Ron Washington was getting a lot of questions on him, like how often we're going to see Paris out there, and kind of pushing the Angels organization. They're getting a lot of attention just about Paris alone. So it kind of tells you something about him. Like the fans are really, really invested into Paris, I think, and they're really hyped on him. So
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a good season because he's a Queen City bandit.
Too. Yeah. Let's just hope he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, like the rest of them.
Yeah.
What do you have for us next?
I kind of just want to talk a little bit about the San Francisco Giants new City Connect uniforms. Got a picture of it. So, what do you think about these? I actually really like them. More of a graffiti style. What do you think?
Yeah, I like them. I think it's very fitting for San Francisco.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I guess the people who would know it the best, I think, would be the fans and the people of San Francisco. Because I mean, to me, they look nice, but the locals might have other suggestions or opinions. Like, when the Cardinals came out and it said the Lou, and everyone's like, "Oh, why didn't it have the arch in the background?" Like that's. But a lot of other people are like, "Those jerseys are pretty sweet," and then a lot of other people laughed at them, or some people don't know the concept of the Lou. So they're like, "Why does what does the loo mean?" So people are like that. Isn't that like a toilet? Yeah. So it's like, they should go to St. Louis and say that though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of.
Anyways,
I'm just a fan of a lot of the City Connect jersey. This is one of them that I would consider possibly buying. There's quite a few that I would like to buy. I think this is probably pretty close to the top of the list, in my opinion.
Yeah, and what is it? Jung-Ho Lee. He was I don't know if I saw the first picture I saw was of him wearing it, and I was like, okay, that's pretty sweet. And I think you were gonna talk a little bit about him, but he I was listening to, I guess it was Fantasy Baseball, maybe, and they were talking about Jung-Ho Lee, and he has a fan base. Did you hear about his fan base?
Doesn't he have some kind of section at their stadium for him or something? I thought I saw something maybe like that.
Yeah, they're called the Hooligans.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And each game there's 51 of them, and that's his number. There's 51 hooligans, and they're all there for him to support him. I was like, that's pretty badass.
Yeah,
that's how you know. So. Yeah, that dude's he's legit. He's legit.
Kind of reminds me of the King's Court for King Felix in Seattle.
Yeah.
In his years there.
Heck yeah. What you got next for us?
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about something just because it's so, I don't know, it's kind of familiar. If you guys don't know about Zach Hample, he's been around for quite a while. He kind of goes to games, catches home runs, foul balls, and whatever. So there was a fan interference. The call actually stood as no fan interference, but it kind of looked like it was. And out of all people that did this, it just so happened to be Zach Hample. And yeah, so I mean, I guess kind of some of my thoughts on Hample. I mean, I've never met the guy or anything, so I can't really say a ton, but a lot of people do not like Zach Hample. A lot of people, there's a couple of tweets on this too, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot of people want him banned from every stadium. People say that, he pushes kids down and everything. I don't think that's, I think that's maybe exaggerating a little bit, but I think I think he is a little bit too much sometimes. Wouldn't say I'm a huge
Yeah,
fan
it's like,
of
dude,
him.
get a job or something, bro. It's like if you're 13 out there catching it or something, whatever. But that dude's like 40 or something. He looks
Yeah,
old.
and I mean, I'm assuming he does this as a job. So, I mean, I guess that's one thing if he does it as a job,
Yeah,
but
I mean, he
doing
did.
crap like
He
this,
Yeah, I think he did get like Mike Trout's first home run ball or something.
yeah, he did. And then he also caught A-Rod's 3,000 hit, which was a home run, and he didn't give it back. I know that kind of pissed a lot of
Hmm.
people off. And then there was a game at Fort Bragg a few years back with the Braves and Marlins that was only supposed to be for, I guess, military people and family of military, and somehow he got a ticket to get in, and people were mad about that. So yeah, I can't
Hmm.
really say I'm very, I don't like him that much, but that's just my opinion. I know he's kind of like either a love or hate kind of guy. So
Yeah, yeah. If I seen him, if he was pushing a kid or something, then I'll probably get slapped at Bush Stadium. But I don't know if he's
oh
ever
yeah,
been to Bush Stadium. But he
I
should
think he's been
definitely
to
come
all the
and do that.
stadiums.
He should definitely come and push a kid for a ball at Bush Stadium. Though that'd be fun. Or out in Philly, give him a little
Yeah,
smackdown.
yeah, Philly or New
Um,
York. Good luck.
yeah.
What'd you have
But
next for us?
I was gonna do a before I forget, I want to shout out a couple. We all like to bring up some minor league players. So I'm gonna bring up some top prospects. One of them being the Athletics' top prospect. They've already got a lot of nice bats, man. I'm telling you, when all these guys settle in, and which they're starting to, it's taken them a little bit. Even Soderstrom, it's taken him a little bit, but he's getting there. They got Rooker, Langolier, Shane Langoliers. Um, Zach Geloff's coming back soon. Max Muncy hasn't really found yet, but I think he will. Wilson, your guy, he's already showing his stuff. I mean, they got some really nice bets, I think. But Nick Kurtz, who's already been picked up in our fantasy league, which is pretty quick. Sam picked him up, but he's a good pickup, man. I think this guy's going to be up real soon. He's listed as a first baseman at 6'5", 240. He's 22 years old. Not sure where they'll put him, if they'll move Soderstrom somewhere. I know Soderstrom has some catching experience, but I don't know if Nick Kurtz will, because he's a pretty big dude. So I don't know if they try to stick him in outfield or just DH, but his stats are pretty good so far. I mean, he was a 2024 round one pick 4. So he only has 82 at bats in the minors, but he's hitting a 378 with 10 home runs, 30 RBIs, one stolen bag, which not a lot of speed there, but 1.3 OPS. And he's pretty much matching those numbers for this season. He's got at half of those bats at 44. He's hitting a 386, already with 6 home runs, 17 RBIs, and 1.3 OPS. So this dude, beast. Out of Wake Forest. He's been a big name ever since he's arrived. So expect to see Nick Kurtz up in Sacramento before too long. Second one I have is, I kind of get what they're doing. I'm not bringing them up yet, but I think the Pirates are doing everything wrong. I think Paul Skeens said it perfectly about, we've talked about this already, but they didn't build around the pitching that they have. Even though Jared Jones is hurt, he's going to be back. They have excellent pitching. Even they end up bringing up another guy instead of Bubba Chandler, but Bubba Chandler is my guy. He's down in AAA for the Indianapolis Indians, and he's also 22 years old, and he was a round 3 overall 72 pick. But his stats so far this season, he's pitched 6.2 innings, 12 Ks, and he's at a 1.05 whip. His career stats, he's at 278 innings, and he's got 348 strikeouts with a 3.5 ERA. So 67 games he's already pitched, and people are saying he's comparable to Skeens. He's just he's not getting that hype like Skeens is, but everybody's comparing him to the same type of style. So he's a big dude too. He's listed at 6'3", 218. He might be slightly bigger than that. So another guy, I actually expected him to make opening day roster, but he didn't. Hope to see him up here soon. But any thoughts on Nick Kurtz or Bubba Chandler?
Yeah, I like him. I think you said that Sam was the one that picked up Nick Kurtz, right? I can't remember who picked up Bubba Chandler,
Yep.
but yeah,
Josh
they got
picked
picked
up.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are pretty good pickups. I think Nick Kurtz is definitely going to be pretty good. He's first base, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Jack Caglione are probably my top first base prospects for sure. Those two are going to be studs.
Yeah, and he just went. Jack Caglione just hit a missile yesterday. It was like 465 feet or something like that.
Yeah, I was
that dude. I can't believe he didn't start in AAA, to be honest, but I'm sure he'll be
Yeah,
there. I guarantee that dude will be there within the next month.
Yeah, I was so freaking jealous in the draft because I was going to draft him, but I wasn't paying attention. I didn't have any freaking roster spots left. I was going to draft him. Yeah, Rob ended up picking him up, and that's going to be
too.
So yeah, I'm definitely jealous on that one. Even if he doesn't get in until maybe after All-Star break or next season. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, for those people, I'm excited for them because they're going to be moving up and making their next step towards the MLB. But for some people, they're making steps down and they're making their way down towards the minor leagues. And I'm not talking about anybody in the in the MLB, but I'm talking about an overseas player named Trevor Bauer. I don't know if you caught this, but Trevor Bauer was actually you see two different stories. He self-demoted himself down to the minors, but he was moved down to the minors because he was, I guess, out of shape and not extremely healthy. So I think where we're at now, Trevor Bowers, I think he's 34 years old. No MLB teams have reached out to him. I don't think we see him again. There's some people that you kind of wonder about him. Yasiel Puig. I saw the video of Yasiel Puig. He's still hitting home runs, but he's also like there's one where he thought he hit the home run.
Yasiel Puig.
Yeah, he thought he hit the home run. He's pimping his bat and and then it bounces off the wall and he runs through first, trips. Like, oh, he's still the same guy.
I mean, I like Puig.
Yeah, Trevor.
I've always liked him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he makes MLB interesting. And so does Trevor Bauer. But after this, after not coming back this year, I mean, he hasn't pitched since 2021 in the MLB. So it's been quite a bit now. But his 2021 season was still nice. So this is his stats: 17 games, he went 8-5, the 2.59 ERA. 107 innings pitched, 137 strikeouts with a 1.0 whip. So, I mean, that's his last season was pretty solid up until everything. And I don't know. I actually like Trevor Bauer. I know most of the MLB doesn't because maybe he talks a lot or something. But for him, the reason he's not in the MLB is not because people don't like him. It's because he was falsely accused of something. And I don't know. Kind of feel for that because I do think that he should still be playing. He would, in my opinion, he would be a top 10 pitcher in MLB still. I mean, he's a Cy Young winner. It's not easy to win Cy Young. Round 1 overall, pick 3. So he's a stud, man. Might have to give me a Trevor Bauer jersey.
Yeah, maybe. Vinny, so did you hear about the university that unfortunately had lost 100 straight games?
I caught a glimpse of it. I did.
So they actually, after
they won, right?
Yeah, so it's been a little over 3 years since they had won a game. February 27, 2022 was the last time that Yeshiva University, I think I'm saying that right. That's the last time they won a game, but then they had just won after losing 100 straight games. I mean, it's good for them. I mean, that's crazy to lose 100 straight games. But
Yeah.
it's good to see that they snapped that losing streak.
Yeah, that's got to be a little bit of motivation for him because it's like, damn, who wants to play for this baseball team? Like, you just know you're gonna lose. Like,
Yeah.
there's no chance you're gonna win. And they maybe they change something now. Maybe they end up winning a couple games this season for him. But yeah, you love to hear stuff like that. And what the team that beat him? What did you say? Did you say the record?
What's that?
Did you hear about? So I don't know if you mentioned it or not, but I think the team that they beat was also on a losing streak, and they had lost like 40 straight games or something.
Yeah, I think it was like 42, something like that.
Yeah. So they're the next team. They're going to be that next 100 lose streak team.
Yeah.
Someone else has got to
So
change the place. Someone else's turn.
yeah, no kidding. So do you have anything else for us?
Yeah, I was going to go ahead and name off the top 5 players according to ESPN in baseball right now. And one of them, I'm thinking that he's got, and I really thought he had a good chance last year to win the AL MVP before he got hurt. I don't know if you remember this, but Kyle Tucker, whenever he was actually playing the Cardinals, can't remember. I think Miles Michaelis was pitching, and he threw maybe like a cutter or sinker or something inside, and Kyle Tucker fouled it off his shin, and he was out for a long time. I mean, he missed more time than expected, and before that happened, I had him win an AL MVP by a long shot. I really did think. I mean, it still would have been hard to beat Judge with those numbers. So but I believe he would have, if he would have kept doing what he was doing, he probably would have been higher than in Bobby Witt. But Kyle Tucker is the number one player in baseball right now, according to ESPN. So that's pretty cool. He's fitting right into Chicago just fine, hitting home runs, stealing. So, uh, he stays healthy. I think he's going to get a huge contract. And then number 2, there's Aaron Judge, of course. Expected. He'll probably be a top 5 player all season long. Most likely along with Kyle Tucker. 3, we have Willie Abreu, who's just been unloading all season long. So if he stays like that, Willie Abreu is going to be a legit superstar if he keeps those types of numbers up. Number 4, Kyle Schwarber. He's been starting the season off hot, just smacking home runs and getting on bases per usual. Started a little bit earlier this season. And then Tyler Soderstrom is number 5. And he's been blistering the ball all season long. He's one guy I mentioned in fantasy. If you see him, pick him up. Willie Abreu, too. I'm sure he's picked up in most leagues. But if Soderstrom's still out there, make sure you get him on your team. He's first base, and I think he's been catching from time to time, so he may eventually get that catching eligibility, which is nice. But yep, those are the top 5 players. I also wanted to give a little shout out to Luis Ariz because I don't think he gets talked about enough. He was the only qualified hitter this season not to have a strikeout. He came in today's game with 0 strikeouts and 53 plate appearances, which is just insane. But his first strikeout came in the 58th plate appearance of the year from Justin Sterner, one of the A's pitchers, and apparently it was a disgusting pitch. So Luis Ariz is just he's our modern day Tony Gwynn, and I think he deserves more recognition.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's all I have for right now, man. It's a fun day of baseball. I think it's still kind of cold in a lot of cities, so I think some people just aren't hitting and pitching right. But I think in the next month, when people start to warm up and settle down a little bit, a lot of these players that are looking just god awful are going to be right back at it. I'm not worried about a lot of players like Contreras and Yanier Diaz and Christian Walker and these guys. I'm not worried about them yet. The Twins as a whole.
Rangers.
It's just, I think it's the weather. Give us another month and we'll have give us another month and we'll have our regular baseball. So don't be too worried yet about your fantasy players. What you got for us, Luke?
Got my crazy Major League Baseball stat of the video. So
Yeah.
I got a question. Do you know offhand how many players throughout baseball history have played all 9 positions in one game? If you had to take a guess.
One game.
Yeah. It's a very rare thing.
What's the date? Like year?
Well, I mean, I don't want to give it.
Is it
I don't
someone
want to
that
give it away,
plays
but
recent?
well, so I'll go ahead and say so. Only 5 players throughout history have played all 9 positions in one game. So the first year someone actually had done it was 1965, which was Bert Campaneris. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah. So to play all 9 positions, it's literally what it is. It's like a super utility player for one game. Like I said, it's only happened 5 times.
In one game.
Yeah. So all outfield,
That's
all
wild.
infield, pitcher, catcher. So yeah, it's a very rare occurrence. And so second time it happened, 1968, Cesar Tovar. And then this is also pretty crazy is that, so out of the 5 times it's happened, it actually happened twice in 2000. The next time it happened, Scott Sheldon and Shane Halter, both in 2000, played all 9 positions in one game. And the other time it happened was 2017, actually, Andrew Romine. It hasn't happened since then, and those are the only times throughout history that someone has played every single position in one game. I've really never got why that happens. I've never got it. It's just a super utility thing, and I'm just kind of curious if it'll ever happen again.
I don't see it happening again, only because I feel like when something like that happens, there's a good chance it probably went extra innings and it was a super long game. And with how games are designed now, when you got the stupid runner on second to start extra innings, which I can't stand. I think that shit's so stupid.
Yeah, me too.
I think, we went to the Cardinals and Pirates went to the 11th inning today. And I was like, damn, that was a long game. Like that's a long baseball game now, 11 innings. But I remember watching games growing up that was like 18 innings, 19 innings. So it's kind of, I don't know, not really a fan of the the runner on second, whatever. But let us know your thoughts in the comments if you guys like the guy that starts on second that's just like an automatic fucking run. I mean, you could just bunt two bunts and he's in. So I don't know. I wish they would change that, but let us know what you all think about that, because not a fan.
No, I'm not either.
But that is a crazy stat, and that's the only reason I don't think it'll happen again for a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of agree. But yeah, and let us know your thoughts on anything we talk about in these videos. I mean, Giant City Connect uniforms, Yeshiva University snaps for 100-game losing streak. Zach Campbell's punk ass. Let us know what you think of him.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's all I got for tonight.